Hey, hello everybody, this is Asia, owner of Denson Construction Services. I know it's been a very long time since I've done a video, so I'm going to get back into the habit of doing more videos because I've been getting a lot of people emailing me and messaging me about it, so I am sorry about that. So this video today, I'm going to talk about my very first Detroit fix and flip property. So if you follow me on social media, around March of last year, I just took a chance and I bought a house, my $5,000 house, right? So I bought this house for $5,000. I borrowed $15,000 from an investor at 10% interest, so I ended up having to pay them back $16,500 to rehab this house. So I bought it for $5,000. So how do I get the house? I have a website, of course, you know, it's WeBuyMetroDetroitProperties.com. So the lead came through that site. And I went and looked at the house. It was a very nice house. It's been sitting there vacant for 2 years, but they still had the power and the water on, and they had it boarded up. So fortunately, nobody was, messing with it. So the seller wanted $22,000, and I'm like, that's not happening. So they were like, well, all right, we'll take $8,000. And so me being the Detroiter I was like, well, shit. If they'll take $8,000 from 22, they'll take $5,000, because that's all I really had in my money that I could, give in my account at the time that I could give up and it wouldn't hurt me. And they took it. So after they accepted my $5,000 offer, I sent them over a purchase agreement, of course. I contacted my broker, paid him $175 to run a title search for me to make sure everything was clear, because I was purchasing this house on a quitclaim deed. Some people don't buy quitclaim deeds. I buy them all the time, as long as the property, only thing that's owed on is like back taxes or something, I buy those all day. But if it's anything major like liens or still a mortgage or really super high water bill, yeah, I'm not buying that. But so the title came back clear. That took about a week or two. We met back at the house the day of closing, so to speak. I had my broker meet me there because he's also a motor notary. Shout out to Marcus, he is the man. And he typed up everything for me. That was about another $60. He came, he notarized all the documents. He went and filed it for me, and then after that, the owner met me at the bank. I gave him a $5,000 cashier's check, and that was that. So then I go to social media and I was like, hey, does anybody want to let me borrow $17,000 so I can, rehab my first fix and flip? And about 4 or 5 people hit me up. So I ended up going with this one guy from Instagram. It worked out. He met me with, first his boy met me with the first half of the money, $7,500 cash money. And I think it was all in rubber bands. And I was like, okay, this doesn't look right, but you know what? It's going into the bank. I got documents on my side and a promissory note between me and him. So I'm covered if anything like this is not legit. So then once the investor got back in town, he met me at a closed Walgreens with the other $7,500 cash in a Kroger bag. So I know it don't sound right, but it was all legit, because we typed up a promissory note to show that I have 2 years to pay him back plus the 10% interest, which was $16,500. And if I don't, he gets a fully rehabbed house plus the tenant. So it was a win-win for him. So I finished rehabbing the house. I think I came out of maybe $25,000 total, because I had to put up some of my own money too, and I'm gonna tell you why the number went up. So I finally get a tenant. She was full of shit, basically. And this was my fault. Lesson learned: never accept partial payments. I don't care about your sob story. That would never happen again. So a lesson learned on my behalf. So she gave me deposit, a couple $100. Rent was supposed to be due, that come and go. Next thing we know, 3 months go by. So now I got to go through the legal eviction process of evicting her. But here in the state of Michigan, I have 10 years to get my money back, and I will get my money back. So I'm not worried about that. Plus interest. I just have to go about the proper procedures to do it. So after I finally get her out in like October, this was a fully rehabbed house. It was no fucking reason why I had to go in there and repaint this whole damn house. It was fingerprints, crayon marks, because she got kids, food and shit just all on the damn wall. So I had to repaint this house and touch up like some of the tiles. It was some broken tile pieces. I had to replace that. I had to re-glaze the damn tub that I just got re-glazed 4 months ago, because this fool done painted the tub like an almond color beige. Why would you paint a brand new reglazed tub? It makes no damn sense. So anyway, so after I got her out, I got an amazing tenant from one of my subcontractors that referred me to her. She was the best tenant I've ever experienced. I would recommend her to any damn body. So she come in there, she paid a deposit, so she moved in on November and has been paying $850 a month since. So from $850 a month from November to July, I've been getting rent. So I got that money. So what's that? November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. That's 9 months. So 9 times 8, that's what, 72. So almost 8 grand or so, a little bit more, give or take, for my little quick math that I've been getting on top of the money that I sold it for. So I ended up selling the house for $45,000. I got the buyer from, I was on Erica, what's Erica's blog? I think it's Erica Classic Cons blog or something like that. I was on her show because she came to Detroit, and I took her around, showed her around the city. Whoops, sorry about that and everything. And that's where I got the buyer from. So he ended up purchasing the house for me about 2 weeks ago, $45,000 cash. The first buyer I had was using a mortgage, and you know, mortgages in Detroit are still kind of iffy. It depends on the neighborhood and where you are, and if it'll appraise for that. So it only appraised for 31 or 32,000. So I ended up losing that buyer, and that's when he came. So we closed at 45,000. I paid my investor back, which I was so happy, because I don't like owing people, because if you would talk to him, I got on his fucking nerves. Like, I was like, dog, I'm going to get your money. I'm going to get your money. He's like, AJ, it's cool, because it's not like I can't find you, and it'd be different if you weren't, you know, responsive. Like, you calling me, telling me when you gonna pay. So, you know, I appreciate that. So, you know, that always helps too. So we ended up closing at the 45, and that worked out. So that was my first fix and flip. So I actually did it. I'm so proud of myself. My first 5,000 little job house. You know, I'm going to miss that rent money coming in every month. So now with that money, I'm going to use some of that to, I got to do one thing to the house that I promised the buyer that I would do, and I do keep my word. I just got to seal the crack along the driveway, because in Detroit, you got to seal that so when it rains, the water won't come in the basement. So I'll seal that and build up the dirt around the foundation in the front, and I'm going to do that next week. Other than that, the same guy who bought my house, he wants to find him 10 more houses. That will not be hard. His all-in number is 50 grand, which is a very good all-in number to start with in Detroit, to purchase and rehab a pretty nice house. So my first fix and flip came out great. I am so proud of myself. Like, the day before closing, I could not sleep, y'all, because I was just so excited. Like, I finally, like, I did it. Like, this shit works. Like, I didn't give up even after that crazy tenant the first time. You know, I got a good one after that, and I did it. So I was just so excited that I did it. Like, I could not sleep the night before. Like, you can ask my mom, like, in my Facebook friends, I was just kept posting, like, my God, y'all just don't know the big smile I got on my face that I closed. And then when I got to close it that morning, because close was at 9 o'clock, the buyer sent the money the night before. Like, it was already there waiting on me. All I had to do was sign the seller side closing docs. And so in the closing, the lady, she was like, Angel, why you smiling so much? I'm like, you know, I'm just so happy. Like, y'all just don't know. Like, if you follow me on my Instagram, Denson Construct Serve, or the Detroit Property Shop, I just kept talking about how happy I am. Like, and you will see the video from March of last year when I posted, like, hey, I'm about to step out on faith. I just bought this house, and I took a chance. So fix and flips are definitely possible in Detroit, which I always knew, but I had never personally done it myself, and I wanted to do it myself. So I feel like I should do things myself first before I tell other people about it, or try to, like, consult them on it. So, you know, that's kind of like my thing. So my first fix and flip came out great. I will be doing more videos. I'm also going to have a lot of good things coming up soon. A tour of Detroit. If you're interested in that, leave your emails below. So yeah, if you're looking to buy properties in Detroit, they are at DetroitPropertyShop.com. If you're looking to sell, they're at WeBuyMetroDetroitProperties.com. I will post all the links below in the video. And my construction site, of course, is Denson Construction Services. Well, DCSLLC.pro, which is short because it's better for business cards. But anyway, that's it. So my first fix and flip is done. My $5,000 house, I did it. I made one hell of a profit, including the rent and everything that I had to spend. The only other thing I had to do when she moved in was I had to replace the hot water tank, because the hot water tank that was there in the furnace had been there since forever. So my philosophy is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So once it broke, I fixed it. So we put it in like the next day for her. She was so happy because she had never experienced a landlord that, you know, responded that fast. I want my tenants happy. Like, I don't have a problem doing my part as a landlord, but I need you to do your part as a tenant as well, which is pay your damn rent and pay it on time. is very appreciative. So I have no problem with that. But again, my first fix and flip, it was successful. I'm so happy. Like, I've been smiling for the last 2 fucking weeks, and now I'm just gonna do that shit again. So y'all have a great day. Make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Deuces, have a great day.